Okay, hello, Attorney Nate Amendola, criminal law in plain English. What is the difference between consecutive time and concurrent time? What this refers to is sentencing, consecutive sentences or concurrent sentences. So this can refer to jail or state prison time or probation terms. So, for example, if somebody is found guilty, whether by plea or trial, and that individual is sentenced to, for example, 2.5 years in the House of Correction. Okay, and there is an additional charge that they are found guilty on from the same case or another, but for this example, the same case. Maybe say it's another 2.5 years in the House of Correction, but for a different crime, maybe like assault and battery, and then assault and battery on a family member. Those are two different crimes. Person's got two sentences. They're both for 2.5 years. Okay, so without getting really confusing and complicated, the question is: does that person serve those terms, or the consecutively or concurrently? So concurrently means at the same time. So they would serve 2.5 years in total. Okay, because those two things are served at the same time. If they are consecutive, it's what's called sort of from and after time. It's you got to do one of them. It doesn't exactly work like this in Massachusetts sentencing in the House of Corrections, but for purposes of illustration, if it's two consecutive terms, you got to do the first 2.5 years, and then it's the 2.5 years on top of that. Now, again, it doesn't exactly work like that in the House of Corrections because you can't serve that much time in the House, but it's consecutive means sort of stacked, concurrent means together. That's the way that works. And the same thing is for probation, too. If somebody's sentenced to two probationary terms, they can be consecutive to one another, right? Meaning the sort of back to back, stacked, right? 2 years probation on charge A, 2 years probation on charge B, to be served consecutively. That means you got to do the charge A, 2 years, then charge B, 2 years. So how long you got on probation for? 4 years. Okay. Same thing with concurrent. Well, actually, not the same thing because they're not stacked to one another. They're served at the same time. Charge A, 2 years probation. Charge B, 2 years probation. To be served concurrently together. Total number of time, 2 years, not 4. That is consecutive versus concurrent time. Massachusetts law and criminal law in plain English.